So how's it going, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the channel. Happy Halloween to everyone who's watching this video, and of course, as a special treat for you guys today, our video is gonna be Master Duel and of course Eldlich. And yes, I told you guys before that I'm not really a fan of the Eldlich deck, but I'll make an exception just for today because this is not actually pure Eldlich, and of course this is with the branded decks that is very prominent in Diamond. Needless to say, eldlich, like I said, is one of the most degenerate decks by far. Paired with branded, it got more degenerate as it is, but of course it got me a lot of wins after reaching Diamond 5. Basically, so from Platinum up until Diamond 5, I've been shuffling decks from Evil Twins, Salamangreats, branded SPS, and even what was it again? Umi Control. But when I reach Diamond 5, I tend to like to say, why don't I just use another deck that's really in the mood of the Halloween spirit? So here's a branded Eldlich. So this might not be the whole zombie theme kind of thing, but you get the point. It's still zombies. But anyways, yeah, before we go towards the deck profile and the replays, I would like to inform you that if you want to showcase your replays or funny moments in Master Duel, just comment down below in the comment section, and I'll take a look on that replay, and then possibly you might see that replay showcased in this channel. So yeah, it's up to you guys if you want to join in. I also added that one in Twitter, my Instagram, if you can follow me on that. So onwards into the deck profile, branded Eldlich. So branded Eldlich, this is a composition of branded decks or the branded archetype, and of course the Eldlich. I may not have a complete copy of Zombie World, that's why I ran with one only. But needless to say, I have a complete, or not basically complete, because you only need 2 or 1 copy of Necro World Banshee. So why not just add 2 copies of Necro World Banshee just to get a hold of that Zombie World. And then 1 copy of Doom King Ballardrak. Now 2 or 3 copies will tend to brick from your starting hand, so I don't want to do that, of course. Other than that, my trap cards is composed widely with Summon Limit, 2 Solemn Warnings, and 1 Solemn Judgment, since I only have 1 copy of Solemn Judgment. But needless to say, the 2 copies of Solemn Warning was actually, well, still the same. It was beneficial for the deck and it's still usable. So, main deck composed of only a Maxi, 2 Necro World Banshee, 2 Fallen Valbaz, 2 Aliber Despia, 1 King Ballardrak, and 3 copies of Eldlich, the Golden Lord, 1 copy of Nibiru, and then for your magic and traps, you have your Pot of Prosperity, 3 copies of Fusion, 1 Zombie World, 2 copies of Cursed Eldland, 2 copies of Super Poly, because you'll need this if you are going up against other branded decks. 2 copies of Culvert Grave, 1 copy of Crossout Designator, 2 copies of Branded Opening, 2 copies of Infinite Impermanence, 3 copies of Scarlet Sanguine, 1 Judgment, 2 copies of Warning, 2 copies of Summon Limit, 3 copies of Hawkero, and of course a last copy of Conquistador of the Golden Land. So that's basically your main deck composition. For your extra deck, you have your Mud Dragon of the Swamp, you have your Dragon Necro Nether Soul Dragon. That's really a mouthful. But yeah, I haven't actually summed this from time to time because mainly a beatdown of your Eldritch monsters, and of course the Mirror Jade is enough for this deck to prosper and finishing off the game in 1 turn. Then we have your 1 copy of Predator Plant Dragostipelia, 1 Titanic Lad, 2 copies of Albion, 2 Mirror Jades, 2 Lubellians, 1 Link Spider, of course, if ever you'll get Nibiru'd. It happens from time to time. 1 copy of Vampire Sucker, 1 Predaplant Verte Anaconda, 1 the Dark Charmer, and this is very good against other dark type decks, which is also DDD, and of course branded decks. And lastly, we have Vampire Fascinators, allowing you to special summon another monster from your opponent's graveyard to your side of the field. It's pretty useful in situations like this. So that is the deck profile for you guys. Let's move towards the replays. And this is just a quick replay because most of the time people have scooped into this deck. But let's see, guys. Let's see. So onwards to the replays. So before we start off the replays, guys, there are gonna be some misplays here because I tend to be click friendly with regards to effects, and yeah, it happens from time to time. But yeah, we lost the coin toss and our opponent's going first, but luckily we have a good starting hand with our golden boy here, our Cold by the Grave, one branded opening, branded fusion, and of course our Scarlet Sanguine. So we are going up against what kind of replays is? Oh yeah, I think this is branded as well. Yeah. So we start off with Patchwork, get a copy of his Polymerization and HM Chain. Use the effect of Branded Fusion to fusion summon or send Tragedy and Fallen Valbas from the deck to the graveyard to summon Lubellion. Lubellion will then drop off HM Chain, chaining with Tragedy just to get a copy of any Despia monster to his hand, which is of course he'll get Ad Libitum right here. Luckily we got Called by the Grave for that, if ever he'll use that on his turn. And then moving towards Mirror Jade after fusion summoning with Lubellion. Now with that, he got a copy of Fright for Patchwork, summon his HM Chain just to banish it with, so that he can bring off his Branded Red to the field. So you have two back rows, and he has a Mirror Jade on the field, which he already used his effect, which is good for us. So to start off, we send off our Scarlet Sanguine to the graveyard alongside our Golden Lord. He chained his Branded Red. We chain with Called by the Grave just to banish his Tragedy, negating its effect as well. Alright. So with the effect of Sanguine, we managed to set our Hakero to the field. And then, of course, with the help of our branded opening, we summon a copy of our Aliber to the field. Aliber will prompt its effect. I'm just baiting the back row here because I don't know what the back row is, or basically on his hand. So I managed to bait off the Infinite Impermanence, which is pretty good. So Branded Fusion for the last card on my hand, sending my Nibiru and my Fallen of Albas to bring off my Albion to the field. Albion will prompt its effect, special summoning my monster to the field, which is Titanic Lad, a 4K beatstick with the help of my Nibiru banished. Now at this point on, we can go for lethal or more than lethal with Eldlich, sending my Hakero from the field to the graveyard, and that is how he surrendered. So game 2, we won the coin toss and we got a good hand. Necro World Banshee, one Fallen Valbas, one Aliber, one Nibiru, and of course one Infinite Impermanence. So basically, our play is going to be simple right here. Move towards Aliber, trying to search our Branded Infusion, which we didn't get any negate, so possibly he doesn't have any Ash Blossom. Sending our Ballardrock from the deck to the graveyard and a copy of Fallen Valbas. Activate the effect of Lubellion, and we got Imperm right there and then. Nevertheless, it was fine because it's not really my priority. My priority is actually getting my Zombie World, one of the most powerful field spells in Master Duel at the moment. So chaining my Necro World Banshee to the field, my Zombie World, and setting a copy of Infinite Impermanence. So on his standby phase, I managed to summon my Doom King Ballardrock to the field. So we are going up against Dragon Mage, which is very nice actually. He's gonna use the effect. I then use the effect of Ballardrock to banish his monster from the field. So at least wanted to take note about Dragon Mage. Don't let them move towards battle phase with another monster less than 4 stars. Or less than 5 stars, actually. So basically, summon another monster which is level 8, and that's perfectly fine. Because in my turn, I just got a lot of cards for that matter. And this is actually the point where we won the duel. And then Mirror Jade to the field. And then use the effect of Mirror Jade, banishing his monster from the field. And then go for more than lethal. There we go. So this is the last game for us, or the last replay for this video. So one Necroworld Banshee, one Cursed Land, one Branded Opening, one Infinite Impermanence, and one Scarlet Sanguine. We lost a coin toss, so our opponent is going first. I think we're going up against DDD, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, DDD here. I think, what was the other game that I was going up against? Forgot. Yeah, so DDD, there's a lot of... So if you'll know, actually, if you're going up against a good DDD player, if they have a strong hand right here. Honestly, I don't know how to use DDD, but basically I'm just reading from here on then the effects of their monsters summoned to the field. So that's why I did a random Infinite Impermanence to the field. But I think that's basically a good sign because he only went ahead and summoned the Device King to the field. So that was, I think, good. Partly good. So on my turn, I use Cursed Eldland and then chain it with Branded Opening because I can. Aliber to the field, sending a copy of my Banshee. Banshee is going to be chained for Zombie World on the field. Aliber getting a Branded Infusion, of course. Using the effect of Eldlich, the Golden Boy. He chained the DDD Headhunt, taking control of one of my monsters, which was perfectly fine since I don't need Aliber, actually. And then chaining with my Scarlet Sanguine just to get a copy of my Hakero. Activate Branded Fusion afterwards. Then sending off my Doom King Ballerjack and Aliber to the graveyard. Activate the effects of Lobellion once after it's summoned. Sending my copy of Solemn Warning to the grave. And there we go, a Mirror Jade to the field. Activate Eldlich, sending my Hakero from the field to the grave and special summoning it from my hand to the field. 3-5 attack and a 3k beat stick. Banish one monster from my opponent's field and of course attack for 6,500 in total. And, before I end the turn, I set a copy of Scarlet Sanguine and a copy of my Branded Fusion to my hand. So at this point on, we got the upper hand. We got a lot of card advantage towards that end. And on his standby phase, we managed to summon our Ballerjack, of course. Elixir will be activated just because I can. And then basically this is all set and done. We're almost over with this deck. There we go. Fusion summon into Genghis to the field. And then he's gonna chain with his DDD Slime and of course his Necro Slime, was it? So negated the first one. Then activated the effect of his Swirl Slime. Not Necro Slime. And that's basically it. Banishing one monster on his side of the field. So he summoned the DDD Savant. What is that? Savant. And then that's basically it. He scooped right here. So that is Eldlich, guys. Back to me. So that is the replays and that is the deck profile for you guys today. And happy Halloween once more. And like I said earlier, if you want to showcase your funny moments in Master Duels, comment down in the section below. I'll tend to make normal thread that can that you guys can post for your Master Duel replays. So but anyways, that is it for today. Keep safe, good luck. If you like this kind of content, if you like the shorts, please feel free to subscribe and have a good night. Bye bye.